consistently challenges me with, continually exposes me to, educates me, experiences, rooms that I'm in, I know that that's my purpose. It is believed that we are designed to be in service, and I truly believe this. I believe that we were created and brought to this earth together for a reason, not to live as an individual, but to live in community. Otherwise, we wouldn't all be here. So there's purpose in that. And only in service, he says, can we be happy. Only in service can we truly be happy. Only in service can we truly be happy. Service gives back to us. Service gives back to us. When we pursue compassionate goals aimed at helping others, we are less likely to have symptoms of anxiety or depression versus if we are protecting our own status. Protecting our own status or proving our reputation. The act of giving to others activates the pleasure center in our brain. We feel better. We feel alive. We feel fulfilled when we're in service, when we're helping others. You can think about that with your family. You can think about that with your kids, your spouse, friends, your parents, whomever is close in your immediate circle. How good does it feel when you're able to be in service and to help and support them? How good does that feel? So if that is in part what we were created to be, and it's at everyone's core, everyone's core. If we were to actually spend some time focusing on that, that activates the pleasure center, right? So it's a win-win. You feel good. You feel good. Those that help others tend to live longer. It's statistically proven. I'm not going to quote all the different references or what have you. You can read the book for that. You can do your own research for that. But those that help others tend to live longer. They tend to live longer. The monks describe the pillar of service from the book. The pillar of service makes our lives better. It is hard to be lonely when you're helping other people. One of the biggest challenges, especially during COVID, that many people discussed outside of the actual illness itself, was the feeling of loneliness because we were under lockdown for a period of time. It's natural when you're not in community to sometimes feel lonely. Whatever that community might look like, whether that's if you're in a relationship, not in a relationship, you're an empty nester, your kids have left the home, or you work at home now, you're working remote and you're not interacting with people day to day. So it can happen. But when you're in service to others, it's very difficult to feel alone. It's extremely difficult to feel alone. I recently, for those that know me, those that don't, I'm a former basketball player. I played in high school, college, and then I coached for a few years at the collegiate level. And then I left basketball for almost a 20-year period. Then I had the opportunity, I think it was around right after Christmas, someone reached out to me and said, hey, we could really use a female coach at the camp. Can you come out? Can you spare some time? I said, you know what? Let me figure out how to make it happen. I went to the camp, did the camp for 5 days. It was extremely rewarding. I thought that was it. And then it turned into, hey, I started this AAU organization, girls like between 8th grade and 11th grade. Jamila, please come out. We could really use you as a coach. I said, okay, I can probably commit to being an assistant coach just based upon what I have going on with investing, my trade team, with the 5-minute career hack and our consulting business that is completely exploded and just been an amazing experience in less than a year. And so my plate's a little full. So I said, I can be an assistant because I don't want to let the kids down if I can't be somewhere. And then that turned into, well, we need you to be the head coach of the 8th grade team. And I'll tell you, it's been one of the most rewarding things that I've done in a long time. And I truly believe it's because of what Jay's talking about in the book, being in service to others. I believe the impact that I've already had, and this is not even coming from an arrogant place, but the impact that I've had and the connections that I've made gives them yet another positive, solid, structured, disciplined outlet that they can lean on. They say it takes a village. Absolutely. Absolutely. So being in service can be one of the most fulfilling things. And we all have something to give. Jay talks about that. We all have something to give. It doesn't always have to be money. You can give your time around the things that you're most passionate about. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. Service builds self-esteem. Service builds self-esteem, right? Service builds self-esteem. You have a sense of meaning and purpose when you're living a life of service. It can be challenging to live a life of service compared to the monks. So he's not necessarily saying you have to be, living this like strict life that monks live, but there are definitely things that you can apply day to day. Love is in the small things. That's something I'm going to tweet later. I thought that was such an important thing to say there. If you've loved someone and someone's loved you, it's the things that you remember are the small things. I lost my father last January. And for me, the things that I remember that are like embedded are some of the things he said, some of the experiences we had, some of the very small things that he either taught me or did for me are the things that I remember. Those are the things that are the flooding memories that I'm consistently having. And so that statement, love is in the small things, truly resonated with me. Then he moved to understanding like the relationship of giving, right, and service with money. Because again, most people think it has to be about money, right? Most people think it has to be about money. Drop an emoji if you think, man, giving money is important, because it is. Just give me an emoji, a high five, a heart, my new emoji that you guys have learned that I really love. Drop that if you think giving money is important, right? If you think that's important, because I do believe that there is absolutely, that's part of the function. However, it's not all of it. But there are three postures. And I want you to write this down, type it in the chat. Type it in the chat if you're on Twitter Spaces, if you're on IG Live or Facebook, type it in the chat. There are three postures related to money. You can be selfish, right? You got money and you want it all for yourself. You can be selfish, you got money and you want it all for yourself. There's sufficiency, number two. Which is where the bulk of people are. I have just enough to get by, but not necessarily money to give. Like above and beyond, I don't have money to give. That's the sufficiency. So we've got selfish, we've got sufficiency. And then we've got number three, service. I want to give what I have, and I want more money to give. That's the service posture related to money. So you've got selfish, sufficiency, and service. Now, I'm not going to ask you to say, okay, which bucket are you currently falling into as it relates to the money side of giving? That's not what I'm asking. But how many people want to be in the service bucket? How many people want to have a service posture as it relates to money? Where you want to give what you have and get more money so that you can give more money. How many people want to be in that posture? I know that's the posture that I want to be in, because I see there's so many needs, so many things that if I had more money, I could supply and give and support more people, help more people. How many people want to be in a service posture as it relates to money? Because I believe in God, and I believe that if you're in a service posture to give, he's going to give you more to give. He's going to give you more to give if that's the posture that you're in. You'll never be in a sufficiency or a selfish or a lack posture associated with money if your purpose is to serve people with that money and be a good steward of that money. You will never be without. You will never be without if you're in a service posture. And I know there's not any way for any of us, and I mean this, figuratively, for us to see things day to day, all day, every day. And there's so many needs. There's needs in specific communities. There's needs in specific societies. There's needs in specific schools. There's needs in sports. There's needs in education. There's needs for women. There's needs for men. There's needs for teenagers. There's needs for adults. There's needs for veterans. There's needs for seniors. My gosh, there's so many needs for our seniors, our parents, my parents, and older. There are needs. At one point, the baby boomers, and it's slowly tapering off, were the largest demographic on earth, and they're all getting older, which means the need for seniors just got bigger. It's a bigger issue. But they have needs. There's needs in healthcare. There's needs in science. There's needs in all disciplines, all industries. So there's no way for you to wake up in a day and not see a bunch of things that you could help and or give your time and or the abundance or the overflow that God blesses you with in the form of service. So which posture do you want to be in? Selfish, sufficiency, or service? You don't have to answer that. I'm not trying to put anybody on the spot, because everybody has a role in society. Everybody has a role in a community, and then in that sub-community. Everybody. But I know what God placed on my heart, and it is to be in service. And I know it because of how it makes me feel. I also know it based upon how he blesses me, not just with money, but with information. The amount of information and the amount of things that God consistently puts in front of me, consistently has me work on, consistently challenges me with, continually exposes me to, educates me, experiences, rooms that I'm in. I know that that's my purpose. I know my purpose is to serve God and to serve others with love. I know that because of how he blesses me in those areas, as well as how I feel physiologically on the inside, mentally, emotionally, the charge, the energy that it creates for me, how I don't get tired when I'm doing it. Right? Are there components of it? Are there times when I get, of course, I'm a human, I get tired, but generally speaking, proverbially, I do not get tired because I'm in service with my time, with my gifts, with my education, with my experience, with my knowledge, with my information. I am always ready to give it. I learned a long time ago that 99% of what I go through has absolutely nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me. Absolutely nothing to do with me. Once I got that ego out of the way, wow, my life changed. Completely changed. My life completely changed once I got my ego out of the way and realized that it really had not much to do with me. And then people started coming my way, family, friends, you name it. And it ultimately showed me why I went through it in hindsight. And it unlocked me in a way that it's hard for me to even describe. But when you're in your purpose, and again, everybody's purpose is not the same, but in some way, shape, or form, you've been blessed with a gift You've been blessed with a gift, a talent, information, knowledge, education, skill, whatever, physically, mentally, emotionally, something that you should be giving right now. There's something that you should be giving of yourself that you've been blessed with right now. I don't want you to give to the point of emptiness, but there's something that you should be giving based upon your purpose.
Hey, did you set some lofty goals for yourself this year? I mean, really big goals? Well, guess what? You're not alone. Let me tell you what the top 3 areas most of our clients come to us for: promotions, how to get more money, and how do I make a career change. And guess what the commonality is between all 3 asks? How do I do it fast? Don't give up. Keep dreaming big and let the 5 Minute Career Hack team help you get there with the In Transit Workshop. Check out the link and you can sign up today.